Welcome everyone to another episode of Allergy Smart TV. I'm your host, Aaron Dwyer. Well, today I have a feature segment and I want to talk about anxiety in the children and anxiety in the parents for food allergies. I could probably do 2 or 3 shows on each of those topics, but I might just break it down and talk about anxiety in the children for today's feature segment. We then have some announcements. I want to do some kudos, some shout outs to some people today as well, and then of course finishing up with our food allergy quick tip. So let's get straight on into it and talk about the feature segment. In this feature segment I want to talk about anxiety in children in regards to food allergies. Melanie's sick at the moment. I actually attended an AAI event last night here in Brisbane, and it was with a social worker, assistant director for a local hospital here in Brisbane, and we were talking about anxiety in children as it relates to food allergies. It's a fantastic topic because it's something that we can all associate with. Knowing that our children have this condition, and with it comes the burdens of being able to constantly be on alert, and of course when you're constantly on alert you're anxious, and that brings with it other issues, being anxious all the time. So whereas with other conditions you may be anxious in small parts of the time, with anaphylaxis and food allergies, you're fairly well constantly on vigil, and the children are constantly aware of the danger around them, and it's just this ever present anxiety that's around. And we spoke about how perhaps some techniques to combat that anxiety and bring it down. You can't eliminate it and you can't dumb it down. It's always going to be there. So what are the best ways that you can go about actually trying to handle it and manage it? So the things that were discussed last night are varied depending on the age of the child. For our child who's 8, we have to deal with it in slightly different aspects because of the awareness of the child. So as the child grows older, they become more aware. They are more aware of their surroundings plus their condition. So basically, for the younger kids anyway, it was mentioned that one technique anyway is for them to externalize the condition. And I'm not up with all the psychological type of lingo. So the basic premise that I took away from it was that for the younger kids is to try and turn it into something that's external to them. So turn the condition, the risk, the stress, the anxiety into sort of like a monster, and then let the kids be able to fight it and beat the monster. Put the monster in a box, and then if the monster gets out again, talk about how to get the monster back in the box again. Constantly fighting the monster and bringing what's internal external to them so that they can rationalize it that way. I think as the kids get a little bit older, they have to start then reflecting and internalizing it, and that's the area where we're at the moment. So what I'll do is I should report back next week as to how we've gone with starting to deal with the anxiety levels in our child. So what I want to do is also put forward a question to you, and how do you guys deal with the anxiety with your children? Because it's never going away, and it's just something that we have to learn to manage. So I'd love to be able to get your feedback on that. So drop me a reply on the post here, let me know your thoughts. I've got some kudos and shout outs today. I want to thank Annalise Kirkham from the AAI and for putting together the gathering that we had last night regarding the children's anxieties with the social worker. Thank you for that. 2 shout outs to Jennifer and from foodallergybuzz.com. She linked to us, and for Leslie Harmon from allergyware.com, and she linked to us also. There are many others that are linking to us, and I'm slowly going through them, and I'll give you a shout out as well. So thank you for that. The announcements for this week is that I still have not yet put a for sale link on the website for our book. I don't know what I'm thinking. We actually are rolling in a bonus with this book that Melanie's just finishing up, and once that bonus is ready, we'll be right to go. So that's the children's book, the girls' children's book. So that's all the announcements for this week. Hopefully I'll be able to update you more with that next week. Food allergy quick tip for this week is constantly check your ingredients labels on the food packaging for changes to the food label. And I'll go back to the good old Redskins. Now you've probably got something like this in your environment, but these Redskins here, they used to have milk protein in them, and lo and behold, once you do your weekly shopping, you go and have a look at the ingredients list, they don't have milk in them. We actually found that these probably do have milk in them, they just stuffed up the labelling, but you've always got to check. We actually, I think it's Arnott's barbecue shapes, have predominantly always had milk in them. They now supposedly don't have milk in them. It's a completely different calorie count, fat count. If you have a look at the saturated, at all the what are they called, the different, not the ingredients, but the actual makeup of what's in the product. So you check that the ingredients have changed, but then also check to see if those scientific calculations of what's in the food have changed as well, because that's a good indication that yes, they have actually changed. That's the food allergy quick tip for this week. Welcome back. Once again, I hope you've enjoyed another episode of Allergy Smart TV. I'll just quickly sign off now and I'll talk to you again soon. Bye.